Okay, this is an introduction to DAK2, which is an OCS game from MMP. Now, I've played OCS before, but I've never really got anywhere with it. Now, typical of me, I'm going in full, both feet straight into it, you know. I don't mess around with little scenarios and things, but what I do think about this game is you've got your start for compass here, which is quite a tight little introductory game in itself. It's actually one of the training modules, and I've also got a write-up of how to actually play this, which is on Board Game Geek, and I'm actually going to use that. So I'll be following that to the letter in the first few turns, so at least I don't completely mess the whole game up right at the start because of sheer lack of knowledge. If we have a look at this game again, as footfall here, its footfall is let's think, I'm not sure how big this is. 10 foot. I would say we're looking at 10 foot by 4 foot. Does that we confirm that? Okay, it's actually 9 foot by 4 foot, which is stretching my capacity to play the game to the absolute limit. I couldn't really set up this room to play any bigger than this. Now, one thing you can do when you're playing this, you haven't got all the table space. They say don't set up map E here, which is Egypt, Nile area, unless the axis actually penetrate this far. There's actually a little thing that comes with a little play aid that comes with the game that allows you to play without this map. It just simulates all the various points on the map and allows you to move things from box to box. The things I have done with this already in messing around is I've marked every area where there are supplies that aren't absolutely obvious with a white block, and I've also marked the HQs for the various nations. Now, Britain's only got the Western Desert Force here, and the Italians have got quite a few infantry corps in the area. They're marked with black boxes, the British with red. In terms of what I've been doing, there's a nice refresher video which is looking at Korea. I can't think of who did it. It's on YouTube, and there's some sort of training videos on there, but they're on Vassal. I hate watching training videos on Vassal because they're spending half, well, not half the time, but certainly about 25% of the time explaining how Vassal works, which is just not getting you anywhere. I just don't like it. That's just a personal thing. In terms of starting the game, I've done the weather, which is quite easy. Selecting the player who goes first is easy because this is the first turn of this particular scenario. I'm going to play the campaign. I'm not saying I'm going to finish it. I don't think anyone's ever finished it. But I'm going to play it from Operation Compass. So it's December the 8th, 1940, and we'll see how far we get with it. What else can I say about this at this stage? Printed off a few player aids from the Board Game Geek site, like your turn summary, and there's a very handy OCS supply sheet here that tells you the basics of supply for all the different things you're trying to do. Then you got this mode summary here that gives you all the different types of movement, reserve movement, strat movement, exploitation, etc. The effects of disorganizations. That's useful. Now, one thing that doesn't come with the game is like a holding box to put things. So I've made my own. And they're not really much use at the start of the game because the various divisions are spread out all over these hexes. As we're getting little into the game, I'll concentrate the divisions and I can use the divisional unit markers. And instead of having these monster stacks, you've got all these little holding boxes which you can reduce stacking as well. I think that's about it for an introduction. Let's see how we get on.